Okay, good morning. I'm Santina Gata, and I'm speaking here on behalf of Kaboot Gallery. Kaboot Gallery is about rediscovering relationship with ourselves and with others for a successful daily living. Today, I want to focus on Psalms 7. What's beautiful about the Bible is that it actually houses the Spirit of God. And anything that we do with God's the Spirit creation is very conducive to thriving because it's natural, because we are a soul inside of us. And that soul relates to the soul of the universe. And there's a particular way to go about this. That's in worship, that's in contemplation, it's inner reflection that brings so much joy and peace to a mind that is able to deal with the daily tasks and to focus on one's gifts, talents, and abilities. When one focuses on their gifts, talents, and abilities after they're 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 coming from a pure place, that's like the inner self needs to be purified. And there's a way to do that, which I will share with you in different, not this podcast, not this video, but I will share with you how to purify yourself so that you're thriving, you're excelling on your gifts, talents, and abilities. So we'll start with the book that I'm referring to. It's called the Holy Bible. You can find this book almost anywhere. Mine's all beat up because I use it a lot. And this is one of my favorite translations, which is the King James Version. And this is my treasure. If you ask me, I am a trillionaire. And I get very emotional about that because this is everything you need in life. You know, with the way things are going in the world, people are desperate for some type of help, and you know that help doesn't come cheap. There's usually a very large cost to being mentored today, and we need that. We need a mentor. We need a partner. We need a father. We need role models. Unfortunately, today, because we no longer respect authority, and we've become too choosy and too picky on who it is that we're going to listen to. But that's not what Creator says, because we usurp even the Creator's decisions. People say, oh no, we decide what we want to do. God's saying, creation is saying, no, that's not the way it should work. There is an order, there's a patterning. You notice that the earth rotated. It was night last night, and now it's day. It's doing its trajectory. And it has a plan and it has a purpose. And we have to be part of that plan and purpose. Loving ourselves, loving our neighbor has nothing to do with religion. It has to do with living in peace with others and with ourselves. And we need to get back to the basics. It's so pleasant when we say good morning to our parents, when we um, are respectful to people around us, when we have healthy relationships at the workplace and healthy relationships everywhere we go, where you know what I mean, there's a good mood and not a toxic, pedantic mood. And we have to be careful how we act. And there's all kinds of dynamics, you know. I myself am not immune to the realities of the human nature of people. I have my haters, and I have people who dislike me, and I have people who think I'm the devil herself. And my name means Santa, means saint. Some people don't like that my name means saint. Uh, I'm not liked by some people, even by priests or clergy or people in the church. And this God creation teaches me that people have their own issues. They have their own view of you, and they want to put you in a place where they tell you indirectly, you're never going to change, you're never going to amount to anything. You know, you are who you are, and they they project like you are not a growing, thinking person. And this can be very overwhelming to a person when you're ostracized, you're mistreated, you're set aside, you're labeled. These are debilitating ideas. And if a person is not strong enough, if a person doesn't have their arsenal of or their bag of tools to be able to properly mitigate or meet these innuendos properly, it can be very overwhelming. So I like the Bible because, especially the Psalms and the Proverbs, because King David was going through a very difficult time. King David was a king. Um, he loved God. He had a relationship with God like I do, like billions of us do on earth. We glorify the Creator who made the earth. We acknowledge the Creator. And in relationship to Creator, King David was a musician. He he reigned Israel for about 40 years. He was a musician. He would play his instruments, and in doing that, he would speak to the Creator. Well, the Creator is the air. It's an idea in your head that there is a God who uh, sees everything and is just and hears us and comforts us. And I I know this is true. And the King David would cry a lot, as I said in yesterday's video or yesterday's podcast on Spotify, which is very therapeutic. Crying is soothes our nerves, there's a soothing balm to crying, which is very, very good. Uh, and I wish I would cry more. I don't cry enough. um, it's nice when that first teardrop falls off your eye. How tender that is. Today I want to talk about Psalms. So King David left behind Psalms. And these Psalms, coupled with the presence of God, when you invite God in every part of your life, it makes you calmer, it makes you stiller. No, we can't get everything right, and it's a grappling and adjusting to what you think you understand for not getting things right. But it's this relationship. It's like a relationship. You're never really sure sometimes how things are going, but you keep trying and you keep showing up. And God is the same way as well. And so I show up. And I want to share that with you instead of doing things that are harmful to you. Today, more than ever, we are getting into things that we should know that are not helping us. For example, we lost Marie Presley, the only daughter of Elvis Presley. And it's said that she would spend $400,000 a month on rehabilitation, drug rehabilitation. $400,000 a month, and it didn't make her better. But there's a better way. There's a way to go about this that I want to share with you that is free. God is free. Relationship with the Creator is free because it's an innate thing that we all need to have. We were born, and being born, we are part of each other, and we are part of creation. So we have a commonality, a common denominator with us all if we just do what creation is telling us to do, to love God with all your heart, mind, and soul, to love your neighbor as yourself. Let's be fair to each other. So King David, and I want to be, this is a live recording. I want to be transparent with you. And I want to be real. I don't want to pretend. Okay? So I'm going to sip my coffee. I love coffee. I'm Italian. Italians love their coffee. Let's start with Psalm 7. King David is speaking to, I got a little emotional there. King David is speaking to God. He says, "Oh Lord, my God." Now, of course, he's talking to the thin air. He's talking to the air like I am. Pardon me. I apologize for that. Uh, I know it doesn't look very sexy. I told you I want to be real with you. I don't pretend to be something I'm not. Oh Lord, my God, in you I put my trust. I put my trust in you. Save me from all those who persecute me. We understand in this day and age that people do persecute us for no reason. So King David is saying the same thing. Deliver me, help me, he's saying. And lest they tear me like a lion, rending me in pieces while there is none to deliver, meaning, they're tearing me apart here and there's nobody coming to my aid. There's no one coming to help me. Oh Lord, my God, if I've done this, if there is iniquity in my hands, meaning if I've done wrong, this is ironic, and I don't completely understand this because King David is said to have been a warrior who has killed thousands of people. I don't know how, I don't understand everything, and I have to do some more research. Um, if there is any iniquity in my hands, if I have repaid evil to him who was at peace with me, or I have plundered my enemy without a cause, meaning if I've taken something away from someone without a cause, let my enemy then pursue and overtake me. Yes, let him trample my life to the earth and lay my honor in the dust if I've done this. Arise, O Lord, in your anger. God, look what's going on. Because it's written in sacred text that vengeance belongs to God. This is hard because we want to, when someone hurts us, we want to repay them. We want to get just with them. And God is saying, the universe is saying, the ordering of the universe is saying, you don't need to do that because I already saw what that person did and I have a plan for them. Um, you know how they say you reap what you sow, or karma is I won't repeat the word, because there's an all-seeing eye. So arise, O Lord, in your anger, lift yourself up because of the rage of my enemies. King David is saying, you know, don't take your time here, pay them back right away, and awake for me to the judgment you have commanded. So the congregation of the people shall surround you. Meaning, you show that I've been wronged, and so, in those days they would congregate in space and with other like-minded believers, so then if they knew someone did you dirty from the community, you would be ostracized. Um, but in our day and age, because we don't have anyone to go to, where no one sees what we're doing, and we don't have that community any longer, where a lot of people suffer in silence, but you don't have to do that. You still have access to God. For their sake, therefore, return on high. The Lord shall judge the people. Judge me, O Lord, according to my righteousness and according to my integrity within me. O let the wickedness of the wicked come to an end, but establish the just. For the righteous God tests the hearts and minds. My defense is of God, who saves the upright in heart. God is a just God, and God is angry with the wicked every day. He does not turn back. He will sharpen his sword. He bends his bow and makes it ready. He also prepares for himself instruments of death. He makes his arrows into fiery shafts, meaning God is aware of what's going on. He sees. He sees what people are doing. He doesn't like the way we treat each other. But God left this earth, He left it in our hands to live as we have a free moral agency. You notice that when we make a mistake, we say the wrong thing, we do the wrong thing, we don't die immediately. Many of us are doing things we should not. There are murderers out there, rapists, beaters, people who are demon possessed where they are doing things that they don't really want to do, but now they've become possessed and they're doing things. It's not them, it's the demon in them who is making them go out to, and of course, they're clever enough to do it when no one's watching, in the sense, they're clever enough to cover up what they're doing, right? We need to get the right help. We need to get cleaned up, and we need to be transparent and open. We don't need to put on a front, but inside of us is another person. We need to connect the person who is inside with the person on the outside. We need to make this connection. And we just have to admit that who we are inside is not pretty, is not doing things right. And that's okay. We don't have to have a false facade. I have been through very difficult times. I came from a dysfunctional family. I made a lot of mistakes. I had a lot of erroneous concepts and ideas. But through this book and a relationship with Christ, I'm learning to be more balanced. And I'm very glad. God is my greatest possession. I am a trillionaire because I have the treasure of life. And you can too. It takes time. It takes time but it's a daily thing. And it's a daily walk with God, which I'm glad to do, because it's the most important thing I do in my day, and I want to share that with you. And I want you to do this. I've done all this without medication because I was not good on medication. I was like worse. I was crazy on the medication. And I said, I have to stop this because it just was not working for me. And God, Creator, showed me I need to be in my right mind. And that meant no drugs, no medication, and no alcohol. Because alcohol would just make me say stupid things, do stupid things, and I was very unproductive. And that's another story, but I'm glad that my blood is clean. And then there's sugar. Well, you want to stay away from sugar because that can make you crazy too. Your body can't process the sugar, so you don't think clearly. So what do we do to think clearly? We have a repertoire, a list of things that we check off that we do. Sing songs, listen to classical music, go for a run, go for a walk, go in nature. Fresh air is very therapeutic. Crying is very good for you. There's nothing wrong with crying. It's okay to cry. It was meant to console us, to like a balm over our pain, emotional pain. It's better to cry and deal with the situation realistically. Oh, let the wicked of the wicked come to an end, but establish the just. For the righteous God tests the hearts and minds. God tests our hearts and minds. Meaning, if creation is testing us, it means that we too need to mitigate, we need to grapple and deal with what it is that we're thinking about. Is it working for us? Is it useful to us? We have to do this as human beings. It's our job to sit down with ourselves because there's a thing inside of us that needs to be adjusted, that needs to be disciplined. There's us here, the facade, and then there's Santina inside. and she needs to connect with the Santina outside, right? We all need to do this. God is a just judge, and God is angry with the wicked every day. If he does not turn back, he will sharpen his sword, and he bends his bow and makes it ready. He also prepares for himself instruments of death. I read this earlier, I'm sorry. He makes his arrows into fiery shafts. Behold, the wicked travails with iniquity. And she works with iniquity, conceives trouble and brings forth falsehood. The troublemakers, when they lie. He made a pit and dug it out, and has fallen into the ditch which he made. You're digging ditches for other people. You're doing wrong. You're hurting other people. It's going to come back on you. Karma. His trouble shall return on his own head, and his violent dealings will come down on his own crown, on his own head. I will praise the Lord according to his righteousness, and I will sing praise to the name of the Lord Most High. After I read this, I get encouraged. I get strengthened in my inner frame, and I want you to do the same. I hope that you enjoyed Psalm 7. I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow for Psalms 8. I want to bless your day. I wish you a good day, that you make right choices. Not only in life do we have to do the right things that promote our person, our physical health, our mental health, our emotional health, and I want to share all that with you so that you make 2023 a very successful year for you. The first thing we have to get right is to take a sheet of paper, take a pen, and write down simple things that you can do to improve your emotional health, improve your physical health. Start small. Remember, don't think about 6 months ahead or a year ahead right now. Take care of today. Every day has its own troubles. All you have to do is be successful today. And successful means, did I go for a 15-minute walk? Did I get outside a little bit, get fresh air? Because air isn't like an aphrodisiac. It heals you. It makes you calmer. So when you're calmer, you can come home and get those dishes done in the sink and do the little things. We're all doing little things in our day. In doing the little things successfully, then you move on to the next thing. Human beings need order. We need clarity, and we want to start with order in our homes, order in our heads. And I'm going to show you how to do that. Let's start. Let me finish with a prayer. God, I come into your presence. You are my prized possession, Lord, my relationship with you. And whoever's listening to this video, they too have needs and wants in their lives. And Father, you, as long as a person is breathing, they can have relationship to you. So I pray for this person watching, Lord. You know who they are, you know their name, you know their lives, you know what they're doing right now. I pray that the Holy Spirit permeate into their mind and heart, and that they take the hand that you're extending to them. Show them where to go to church, show them who to talk to, so that they can give their life to Christ, and that Christ can begin changing them. And not only for this life, but for all of eternity, Lord, that we may have a relationship with you that is new every day. And I ask this in your name, Jesus, thanking you. Amen. If you like what you see, please subscribe to the channel. And you can reach out to me. I also do appointments over the phone or on Zoom. There is a small fee for that, but I'm not going to charge you $400,000 a month. Please, I have other recordings that you can listen to on Spotify through Gabout Gallery, Gavaut Gallery, my YouTube channels, and you can reach me directly through the site, Gabout Gallery. So I'm Santa Santina Gata, and I wish you a very blessed day. Thank you for listening.